All right, now let's get an update. We cross to our reporter, Simphiwe Makhanya. Simphiwe, thank you so much for your time. Talk to us about what is happening now. Has the voting begun? Where's the process at the moment?
Good afternoon to you, Unati. Interesting developments indeed here at the Inkosi Albert Luthuli International Convention Center, where the eThekwini Council meeting is taking place. This crucial meeting, Unati, we are expecting the mayor of eThekwini to be elected here. A short while ago, the speaker of the council announced that the voting for the mayor's position should now begin, but it would seem that members of the economic freedom fighters in particular are unhappy about the issue of the numbers. They are demanding a head count because they are saying that the numbers that appear on the screen today do not actually correspond with the numbers that were seen on Monday when that first meeting took place at the Moses Mabhida Stadium, where disruptions then had to put a stop to that meeting. The speaker announced that the position of the mayor now should be voted for. The DA has put forward Nicole Graham as their candidate. The ANC has put forward Xolisi Kahunda to be the person contesting that position. It would seem that voting is just about to get underway, but the opposition parties are extremely unhappy with the manner in which the Speaker of the Council is currently conducting proceedings. And if I may take you back, Unati, the meeting started just after 2 this afternoon, but I can certainly tell you that up until now there has been very little progress in terms of the things that have to be adopted as part of today's agenda. The Speaker is currently now on the podium addressing councillors in terms of what is going to happen now going forward with regards to the objection that was raised by members of the EFF who said that they needed all the councillors to be, in terms of the number, they needed a recount, rather, of the councillors who are present here today and who are going to be taking part in the voting process. But interesting developments when it comes to the internal now politics of this council, Unati. The ANC has now officially nominated Philani Mavundla to be part of the 5 EXCO members of the eThekwini. Who is Philani Mavundla, Unati? Philani Mavundla is the president of the ABC, Abantu Batho Congress. And ever since the first meeting took place on Monday, he has been part of the leaders of the opposition parties trying to galvanize support to unify the opposition, so to speak, so that they vote for a single candidate that will be put forward by the opposition parties. But it would seem that the ANC has now been able to put him on board in terms of their nomination. They've nominated him to take part to be part of the EXCO. We are indeed going to see if that will help the African National Congress in terms of the numbers. We do know that he has been leading those talks among the smaller parties, so he has access to some of the councillors from the smaller parties when it comes to the issue of negotiations with regards to the voting process. At the moment, there is a stalemate. The opposition councillors are demanding a head count. They are not happy with the current numbers that are appearing on the screen when it comes to those who will be now officially taking part in the voting process. It has been like this, Unati, since the meeting commenced just after 2 this afternoon, with a lot of councillors really raising a number of objections, a number of point of orders, saying that they are not happy with the way that the proceedings are being run. Unati?
Simphiwe, I mean, of course, it is worrying. You're saying that, voting has started, and then again, a possibility of a stalemate. With the events that happened last week and judging by today, do you actually see a possibility that this metro that everyone is waiting for with bated breath, it is the last metro to still vote in a mayor, deputy mayor, and all those other executive members, is it possible that we will actually see this voting take place today? What is the sense that you're getting?
Well, Unathi, it's going to be difficult to actually make a pronouncement with regards to that question, and I'll tell you why. Because everyone here was expecting the process to unfold relatively smooth, so to speak. Only a few items on the agenda, the main one of course being the voting process. But when it comes now to the actual complaints that are being raised by the opposition, the issue of numbers, it is the exact issue that will determine who becomes the mayor of the eThekwini municipality. And if they are not happy with the numbers presented to them by the council at the moment, then there is certainly going to be a stalemate, and it does look like this meeting will drag on for a long time. And as we walk through the crowd here, Unathi, just showing you in terms of the current situation unfolding here as councillors are busy, chatting to one another. I'm going to ask my colleague to now focus on the man of the moment. That's Mr. Philani PG Mavundla, who has been nominated officially by the African National Congress to be part of the escort that will be, voted for in this very crucial meeting, Unathi. We hope that they will be able to come to some form of agreement in terms of letting the process unfold, because you recall that on Monday there were quite a number of issues that had to be addressed, and which led really to the disturbances with regards to the process that was basically conducted. What you see there on your visuals are the representatives of the Democratic Alliance. That's Nicole Graham. She has been, put forward by the Democratic Alliance to stand for the position of the mayor. She was just having a quick chat with Dr. Makosi Koza of Action SA. She's one of the councillors, of course, of this municipality. Unathi?
It's interesting that you got them on that shot together, Simphiwe. I mean, I was chatting earlier with political analyst Makosini Mgigwa, and he was saying that he finds it very difficult that the ANC will come out strong in this one. In fact, citing that opposition parties like Action SA, like the EFF, will definitely be voting, for the DA. And in all likelihood, by the end of this voting process, we will see Nicole Brum come out, as mayor of that metro. What is the sense that you are getting there, Simphiwe, on the ground?
Certainly, Unathi. With regards to those issues that you are raising, and I'm just going to now ask my colleague for a short while to focus on who exactly is part of this meeting. I see the provincial leadership of the ANC, which is stationed here, being led by the chairperson of the ANC, that's Mr. Sihle Zikalala, together with the provincial secretary, Mdumiseni Ntuli, as well as the PEC member, Mr. Kwazi Mshengu. They are here. They seem to be confident in terms of the outcome. Let me try and engage the chairperson of the ANC in the province, that's Mr. Sihle Zikalala. Kuzeni, thank you very much for your time. Let me hijack you, sir, and ask you to just please bear with us and say, as the African National Congress, it seems as if you have been able to sort of reach an agreement with the leader of the ABC. How did that go about?
Well, in any municipality where parties are not, there is no party which enjoys the outright majority, parties always engage. And engage and where they found each other, the common ground, then they can work together. And then it's the same process.
Of course, on Monday, we saw those disturbances which led to the meeting being adjourned. It would seem again that today the process is not so smooth, because if you look at the time at which the meeting started, we should have at least had something done by now.
Had it been 94, 96, we would have completed. But with the state of politics and the development, where you've seen number of parties depending on chaos, disruptions, that has introduced some instability in all legislature, whether you talk of national, provincial, and even in local municipalities. And therefore, we have to live with this situation. But it doesn't mean we must allow it. We must always try to preserve the best decorum of the legislature or the councils.
Are you confident that you will retain this metro of eThekwini as the ANC?
Indeed, it is our wish as the African National Congress to continue serving our people, serving the people of eThekwini. It is our wish because we believe that there is no party that has a vision and a clear plan like the African National Congress. And we are committed to ensure that we improve from the state of affairs, the current state of affairs, and ensure that all areas are serviced better and the municipality is effective and efficient in providing services.
But the people of eThekwini did not give you an outright majority, which means that many of them are unhappy with the manner in which the ANC is currently governing this municipality.
No, you are correct, and we accept that. But if we are given, as we are a leading party, if we are given an opportunity to lead again, we will ensure that all issues that have affected our communities, discourage them from voting, we will ensure that all of those issues are addressed so that the people live in an environment which they themselves enjoy.
Mr. Zigalala, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks a lot.
That's the chairperson of the ANC in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. I'm going to ask my colleague Thulani Ngcobo to walk with me as we try and see if we can get Mr. Philani Mavundla to have a word with him. It would seem that he is here. Mr. Mavundla, you have now been officially nominated by the ANC to be part of the escort in eThekwini. How did that go about?
Well, there's been discussion, negotiations, and finally we agreed how we're going to work moving forward. That's how that came about. So we are in as a bloc of smaller parties that is supporting the ANC today. That's how we're going.
Some of the councillors here are accusing you of selling out.
I don't know how much one will buy me. I think everybody knows that in this country. It'll be very expensive to buy me, very expensive.
But you were very critical of the manner in which the ANC was governing this municipality. What has changed now? You want to be part of this government under the ANC?
Wait until I get there and then you'll know what's going to happen. Sparks are going to fly into the right direction. That's what's going to happen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mavundla.
Thanks a million.
That's the leader of the ABC, Abantu Batho Congress, Mr. Philani Mavundla, who has been officially, announced here by the ANC as one of the people that has been nominated, to be part of the EXCO meeting. Unati?
Simphiwe, thank you so much for that. I mean, very interesting words there coming from Sihle Zigalala. Of course, he is also the Premier of KZN, echoing, in fact, ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa, who yesterday said that, big lessons here needed to be learned by the ANC, having to go back to the drawing board as the ANC. So it would seem that a lot of work is acknowledged, in fact, from the ANC camp in terms of, what needs to be done. Have you managed to speak to Action SA, the EFF? I know that the EFF, obviously, from the scenes that we saw last week, very unhappy with the proceedings. Have you managed at all to speak to some of those opposition parties?
Precisely, Unati. This afternoon we spoke to the Secretary General of the EFF, that's Mr. Marshall Dlamini, who categorically stated that as the EFF, they are going to be voting for the opposition, because their instruction is that they must remove the ANC from the government of eThekwini municipality. And I even asked him, Unati, to say, but it seems as if you are now going to be supporting a DA candidate. And how is that possible when the EFF has all along been criticizing the Democratic Alliance? And Mr. Dlamini said, let's deal with one thing at a time. But for now, their mission is to remove the ANC from this council, Unati.
Fantastic. Simphiwe, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Definitely watching this very, very closely, and we will come back to you, if not on this show, definitely here on the SABC channel, watching those proceedings. Is Simphiwe Makhanya very, very closely. eThekwini Council starting to vote. Well, it's hoped that, you know, they will get underway in the inaugural council meeting. There plenty on the go, a lot in stake there for the ANC. Earlier we spoke to political analyst Makosini Mgigwa saying that, you know,